I mentioned it yesterday. One of today's things is National Frosted Cookie Day. So, yeah, I have a frosted cookie. An iced molasses cookie. These are really good. I've eaten a lot of them. I'm not going to lie. Glass of cold milk. Not iced tea, though, because it's National Iced Tea Day. Welcome to day number 10. 10 double digits. We're underway. All right. So I think I'm starting to get a format here. Starting to get some things down. Starting to get the ideas. Gelling. Like Magellan. So we have things that like, what went on today? Now, one of the things, it was National Forklift Safety Day. And I tried, okay? It's still downloading, and I maybe can edit it, but it took forever. This rendering thing, editing, telling you. Because I had a funny forklift incident on Saturday before the wine festival, picking up 2,000 pounds of ice. See, when I called, I said, hey, I need a ton of ice. They're like, okay, how much do you need? I was like, a ton of ice. Well, I understand you need a lot of ice, but how much? I'm like, I need 2,000 pounds of ice. That's 100 bags. And no one took me literally. They thought I was just being facetious, saying a ton, like I need a ton of ice. No, I wanted a ton. Like I wanted all 2,000 pounds. Anyway, forklift, stuck, ice, 3 forklifts to move it. And it was just, I'm finding it amusing. So the one guy was like, you're not taping this, are you? The GoPro's sitting in my pocket. I'm like, no, I don't want to show up on some Costco website. I'm like, no, never. Yes, you'll be on some Costco website or something. I don't know what. But anyway, so today was another one of those days. Lots of things going on. Who do we have here today? Todd H. Format, I just, show prep for you is close second to Radio Nowhere. No, stop that. No. Show prep is just, it's me preparing, trying to recap my day and think about things. So yeah, that's not happening. There's no real show prep. That would mean I actually took time and did this because I'm busy. I had to work all day again today. Up early. I had to go deal with project managing a new quartz countertop for a lady, for a client. I had to go work on the house I'm rehabbing. I then got a call from someone who was like, can you please come over? My air conditioner's frozen up. I've got a guy coming, but I have to drive to Akron and come back from Akron. And I'm like, sure. So I ran and did that. And then I had to cut grass. I cut my lawn and 2 other lawns today. I had to kill poison ivy. Now that I'm really allergic to poison ivy, really allergic. Talking about it, I'm getting itchy. So I had to, I used ortho, caused me cancer. I'm going to die from spraying this stuff, weed killer. Sorry, bees and everything else, but there was so much poison ivy, growing on the side of this house. I mean, at least to the second floor, in windows, the vine is probably, yo thick, big. Lots and lots of thickness already, so not super great. But yes, sprayed it. Hopefully it'll be dying soon. It's supposed to kill it in 24 hours. But I still won't. I'm probably going to be taking it down, though, because I'm allergic to it. I'd have to wear a Tyvek suit, goggles, mask, gloves, another Tyvek suit with more gloves and another mask and a hood. And yeah, it would be bad. Poison ivy would be bad. Hate it. But I did do a good deed for the day, because every day I'll try and do a good deed. Yesterday I gave 2 guys smoking crack sitting on my back stairs at the radio station. I gave them a couple of high noons, so yay for me. And today, just the weirdness always continues. When I went over to this person's house that I was going to help fix their air conditioner because it was frozen, we found out. It's in a retirement place, so there was, it's like a 55 and older assisted living place or something, and there was a woman sitting there, and she was leaning down I'm clearly not able to lean all the way down to the floor. And there's a guy sitting there across from her also trying to lean out. There's the two of them, and it's like, and neither of them could reach the floor. And, excuse me, could you give me a hand? Could you pick up this penny? And I was like, excuse me? Could you pick up this penny? Look, it's heads up, and I want to put it in my shoe. I was like, sure. So I walked over and, I don't know, very spryly leaned down, picked up the penny, and was like, here you go. Well, thank you. Could you help me put it in my shoe? And I was like, sure. So I leaned back down and put it in her shoe. Thank you so much. I'm like, no problem. So that was my good deed for the day. I helped an old lady pick up a penny and put it in her shoe. I felt like it was a nursery rhyme. There was an old lady who had a penny in her shoe. She couldn't bend over and didn't know what to do. Yeah, it was just a little bit ridiculous. So, but I was like, okay, that was my good deed for the day. I had no other good deeds for the day. I may have some bad deeds for the day, but I'm not going to share those because those aren't really good deeds. Those are bad deeds. Bad. Okay, so good deed done. Randy's concert adventures. Now, June 10th seems to have been a really busy one. I stopped after 4, okay, because I figured 4 was enough that I've seen on June the 10th. So June 10th has had a lot of concerts over the years. The first one I discovered when I was looking, I found through some tickets, was, now this also answers a question that someone asked the other night. So if you remember, I didn't want to say what the band was, so I'm not going to say what the question was, but if you can put 2 and 2 together, it means you have to go back, maybe a callback to the question that someone put in the chat about an artist who was the, so 2008, Gogo Bordello. Gogo Bordello. That is the answer to the question. But on June 10th, Gogo Bordello played a show at the Newport Music Hall. They also were at the radio station that day. And they are wild. If you've never seen Gogo Bordello, go. It is just this cacophony of music and sound and dancing and party, and it's wild. So that is definitely a show to see. Gogo Bordello. I remember that was just crazy. Did an interview, big room, studio interview. He is just a wild man, and we always enjoyed Gogo Bordello coming in and hanging out with us at the radio station. Also on this day, also another June 10th concert. Ready for this one? 2004, My Morning Jacket. Now that's a big band to play the Newport Music Hall. Newport Music Hall is only 2,500 people, and that's packed. That's small people packed. That's not like Jack Black audience packed. That's small people, because Jack Black audience is usually a little more robust men, so they have to have less people. I'm trying to be really delicate here, not to. But My Morning Jacket in 2004, also Newport Music Hall on June the 10th. January, right? On June the 10th, January 10th, totally different. June the 10th, My Morning Jacket, which again, I remember that was a good one. 2016, Trampled by Turtles, also a great band. So, I mean, just amazing. So many bands play June the 10th, big shows. And again, I didn't even dig for other years. There could be lots of other years. There's just tickets I was digging through going like, wow, I'm finding a lot of through this same date. But the last one, this is one of those memorable ones that you do not see very often. 2010 at the Newport Music Hall, Columbus, Ohio. This was an actual scheduled show which sold out and was absolutely, if I remember correctly, kind of wild. For shizzle, it was kind of wild because it was Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg at the Newport Music Hall. in 2010. And that was a part of, if I remember correctly, he was about an hour and a half or so late. The entourage and such came late. There was another time Snoop Dogg played. I was not very privy to all of the Snoop Dogg antics, but there's always antics. Another time that Snoop Dogg played, he did a festival downtown. And his entourage, after the show, wanted to go out and go get some booze. And I cannot attest to this fact, but again, according to me, remember, we're always going to have that. According to me, there may have been some, I'm not going to say armed robbery, but there was definitely some potential robbery involved with some of his entourage. Not Snoop, but some of the entourage may have been involved in some shenanigans that occurred after the show going to a liquor store. Yeah, always a wild time when Snoop Dogg is in town. Always a good time, and just ask Martha Stewart. Martha would know. So that's, you didn't see, but when you walked away, she won $20 from the guy next to her because she bet him he could make him put a penny in her shoe. Yeah, you know what? Probably. I doubt it, though. These were definitely some older peeps. The whole penny thing was kind of funny, though. I was highly amused by this. Oh, you're right. Missed opportunity, Don. My Corona Snoop Dogg bobblehead. Missed opportunity. You're right. I'll have to get him. I think he's still sitting down at the bar. He might be. I don't know. I'll have to look. I don't remember seeing him today. I was down there today cutting grass, more grass cutting. I had to cut the grass at the radio station. So I do have my meeting coming up for the potential partial of the sale, which will be interesting if that happens next week. Yes. We shall see. And once this goes through, I can discuss much more of it. But I want to be very cautious about how I discuss any of this going on at the moment. I know if I shop. Yep. Same part of the new house. This is the same one. This is just this ongoing process. Again, trying to sell the building. Ongoing process. Something that does not happen very quickly at all, unfortunately. This is not a quick thing. But anyway, Snoop Dogg. Yes, so did not do a big room, unfortunately. Did not come down to the radio station because it is, in fact, Snoop Dogg, and he is an iconic person. And again, us as an independent, lowly radio station, we didn't rank for that one, sorry to say. So, but yes, so yesterday we had, in fact, our national, which is today, again. So it was National Egg Roll Day. I did not have egg rolls, sorry. I thought about it. I attempted to have an egg roll, didn't do it. National Iced Tea Day. I did have some iced tea. National Ballpoint Pen Day. I did use a ballpoint pen today. National Call Your Doctor Day. I didn't really feel like it was necessary to call my doctor today. I was not feeling that there was anything. Right, and there you go. I'm choking on my own saliva. I did not feel that there was anything necessary and call the doctor about today. And again, my favorite was the National Frosted Cookie Day. So I'm just going to indulge in frosted cookies. Now tomorrow, we've got all sorts of stuff. It is International Yard Bombing Day. Now, if you don't know what that is, you've seen it. It's when people wrap trees in yarn. So they'll like crochet a sweater on a tree. So look for that tomorrow, because I'm sure someone's going to do that. And you're going to go, oh, wait, I know what that is. That's yard bombing, which I'm sure is different than yard bombing, which I don't know what that is, but let's not. So International Yarn, like YARN, yarn, like crochet yarn bombing day. So knitters and crocheters yard bomb. I don't knit, I don't crochet, so maybe I'll just TP a tree or something. You know, it's close enough. National Corn on the Cob Day. I don't know if are we corn yet? Is there corn that we can get that's not from, you know, it's not like Jersey corn is ready yet, or Ohio corn or sweet corn. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's a summer thing, but is it early? I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I like corn, but I'm just not feeling the vibe. I'm feeling like it's not ready yet. You know, we don't have corn yet. Don't know. We'll have to see. I'll report back tomorrow on that one. National German Chocolate Day. I think I'll go to Walter's for lunch tomorrow. He has German chocolate because Walter's is a German, Austrian type restaurant. So why not? I'm going to give that a shot. I feel it's necessary to follow these things and do this. Real Food Day, National Real Food Day, National Canoe Day. No, that's not coming up. What the hell? I'm looking at the wrong dates. That's just tell me to shut up. We'll stop at those. Because there's other ones, because I found like 10 sites, but I definitely will be doing National Corn on the Cob Day, and I will not be doing yard bombing, just so you know. So that won't be happening. Tomorrow is the full moon. So it is the June full moon. It is the strawberry moon. And it's going to be the lowest rising full moon since 2006. Since 2006, 19 years. Okay, so that's kind of cool. So I'm going to look for the low rising full moon. The sunset was really cool. Tonight was a big sunset. The big orange glowing sun was going down. I could see the moon in the background. It was low, so it's kind of this, but I guess tomorrow it's going to be like this, where it's going to be really close to right there. So sun goes down, moon comes up. So very cool kind of thing. Interesting rest of the week. I have to go get tires on Thursday. I have a really early appointment. I don't know how long it takes to put tires on a car. I've not done this in a long time. I had to go look at quartz today. I went to a cabinet or a countertop place and looked at quartz today. So quartz is like the thing now, apparently. So is everyone hip to this square? That quartz is now the new countertop, and granite is out and quartz is in. I didn't realize quartz is not. It's not mined. This is manufactured countertops. Apparently they crush quartz up, and they mix it with some resins and some epoxies, and that's what they make these giant sheets out of. So the beautiful patterns that are looking like natural stone. In fact, it is not. It is a man-made product. I guess it's super stain resistant, cut resistant, and okay heat resistant. But it doesn't need to be sealed, which is great. And it's about the same price as granite, similar in some effects. Granite being a natural stone that's mined. But the thing is that quartz, I guess, is not as heat resistant. So you do give up a little bit of heat durability. So I guess putting like super hot pots just resting on it without a trivet underneath it. I think that's what it's called, right? Isn't that what the thing you put under a pot, a trivet? Yes. Not like a tribble. That's like a Captain Kirk thing. If, again, for us old people, that was a Captain Kirk reference. The tribble. And again, see, I missed opportunity. I could have my autographed Captain Kirk thing here. So let's see. Snoop Bobble Kirk autograph. There we go. See, I'm writing it down. I'm taking notes. Got my Sharpie. Ready for that Sharpie sponsorship dollars. Come on, Sharpie. Let's go. Like and subscribe. I was getting ready to post the episode 1 to the Ransanity channel. So again, I was working on the editing thing. I'm going to try and edit in either CapCut or what's the other one everyone uses? I don't know. Anyway, I have it. But it's, because I had the dead spot in the beginning and the dead spot at the end. So I want to condense it a little bit, put a title card in the front, put a little end card at the end, And I didn't get it done. Because then I'm going through YouTube and it's like, well, do you want to monetize? Do you want to do this? 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 I'm like, crap. It's like, I just want to post it. Do I have to answer all these questions? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not aware of this. I want to do the right things. I don't want to do the wrong things. I want to schedule it when it posts. I want to do this. I don't want to do this. Wow. This is a full-time job. I'm not ready for it. I'm just not. I'm just going to keep winging it. And I guess I'll figure it out eventually. So, courts can cut glass like a diamond. Okay. I watched the hearing. So much fun. Oh, right. You saw that. Yeah, that was a joy. But anyway, yeah. So there's a lot of stuff to YouTube. And that's just one of the social medias. That does not include TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and Meta and... I'm exhausted just thinking about it. But I have to do it. Okay? I'm going to have to continue to do this and get better and better. Frosted cookie day. I still got day left in me. German chocolate cake tomorrow. I'm going to have some here, right? It's going to happen. And Snoop Dogg bobblehead. And autographed Captain Kirk lanyard from Comic-Con. If I reference it, I'm going to bring it. And at least it's real according to me. Because that's my own truth. Right. Exactly. So, yeah, YouTube, I will get those posted to the Ransanity channel, which is slowly increasing. Thank you for liking and subscribing if you have. Like and subscribe. I did figure out my QR code thing. That was a Don thing. We bought QR codes forever ago. QR.io. And you can make QR codes over and over and over again. So I have these giant, big ass 2-foot QR codes. I have it upstairs. I was going to bring it down, but it really took up a lot of space. And you can make anything you want. And you can reuse the same pattern as long as you don't delete the original, but you can make it go to a website or a URL or a Facebook page or whatever you want to go to. So I have those. I had to recapture what it was going to. So I was looking at all the scans for things that we did. We did one for Weenie Wonder. That's a food place, by the way, nothing on the bad side. And had a lot of scans, hundreds and hundreds. Then we had one that when we were telling people to vote for us for the best radio station. And that was done in a way that we did it at a homecoming parade. So we had it attached to the truck. And that had 600 scans on it. And it was, I think, used one time, one day. So that's pretty good. A lot of people must have been showing whoa, what are these guys doing here? Scan. So, unfair advantage. Remember we talked about that? Creating your unfair advantage. Well, you got to give the people what they want. If they're going to vote for something online, make sure they can access it really easily. So hence a giant QR code right in your face. There it is. Yeah, that's what we did. So, stats. Nice, great. Start scanning stats. Yes, stats. I could do that, I guess. Stats. What? I don't understand scanning stats. What that means, though. I guess you'll have to. What that? Yeah. Thursday, being tonight is Tuesday. Thursday is episode 4 of the Steve. Is it 4? Yeah, it's 4, right? Yeah. Because it's Cleveland. We haven't been to Cleveland yet. So it's episode 4 of Heinz Verified, Day Trippin', Stephen He, and the co-star, me, the guy in the van. Thursday, 8 p.m. it premieres. So I will review that afterwards so I can talk about it Thursday night. The link, I believe, is on this page. I think I added to the page. I think I started to remember to do things like that. So if you look at the description of this page, there's the link for the Heinz Verified, which will take you to it. And you can then, in fact, go see episodes 1, 2, and 3. And then episode 4 will be Cleveland. Cleveland rocks. So we'll be in Cleveland for Heinz Verified for a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner. I may even get fed. You never know. But that's neither here nor there. Your stats from the QR code scans are great. Yes, right. The QR code you had hid in the big room. Yes, I had a bunch of QR codes in the big room too. I made a ton of little cards and put them everywhere. And each one took you to a different thing. So like a history channel, sort of look like going to the museum and you're like, oh, what's this picture up? You hit the QR code and it takes you to the link and it says, that's what it is. Oh. Like buying products. It shows up on the thing. I love that shirt. It says it's adulting. I wonder where you get it. The QR code, you link it to the YouTube, and it takes you to the Ransanity's t-shirt website. See how I brought that full circle? Came around? Yep. But that's something else, the Ransanity's t-shirt. I have to figure out how to make that work because I think I have the payments did. I had to go and have an EIN number because you have to go through the federal government to get that. And so I have Randsanity LLC with a real EIN number, and then I get a bank account, and I can connect it to the Shopify store, and that's as far as I got because now I can't get it to show up. I can't get the links to connect. I don't know how to design of the site. I asked the little AI assistant, and he was like, sure, do this, this, this. And I'm like, okay, that was what you're supposed to do. You're the AI assistant, so assist me. Don't tell me. AI, yes, we're back in that mode. Yes, I still believe it is going to kill us all. It is going to be like the Terminator, and it's going to discover that we are no longer necessary and off with our heads. Not yet, a couple years. Some people say yes, some people say no. We all need to weigh in on that at some point. Regardless, it's going to be disruptive and AI is here to stay. So get ready for that. Deep fakes and everything else. But YouTube tells us that we're supposed to report that if that's the case. So I have not reported it. So this is actually me. See? In the flesh and live and in person. Except if you watch this at a later date, then it'll be recorded and not either of those things, live or in person. I guess you're certainly not in person anyway because you're not here, you're somewhere else watching this video. But that's me. I digress, but I think that's the whole purpose of all of this. It's just me downloading the stuff that forms in my brain throughout the day, and it's the only catharsis I can find at this point is just talking to you lovely people, my friends, my invisible friends, and the people that I can see there that say hello. So that's even better. So thanks for being there. Thanks for letting me hopefully entertain you the best I can. We'll have upcoming shows talking about. I'm looking for an album to review. Crazy news. I guess, should I share this? No, I'm not going to do it. Sorry, didn't mean to tease you, but I did. My bad. It was somebody's health, and I guess I should not probably talk about somebody's health. That's a very private thing, right? Don't you agree? Like if someone calls, okay, this is a question. I guess we could do a survey for this one, right? I could figure out a survey for this. So, a friend of yours wants to get in touch with another friend, and they make you the middle person, okay? Hey, do you have Joe, Tom, Randy, Sue, blah, blahs, number that you could give me? Now, A, do you just say sure and give them the phone number without asking the other person and just say, oh, sure, of course, here you go? B, say, I can get it for you, and then reach out to that person and say, hey, so-and-so would like your phone number. Is that okay? Or I guess C, do neither of those? You do not give them the phone number. You do not reach out to the person, but send them, sort of like send a message to them and connect them so that it's not sort of through you. But I mean, I guess that would give up the phone number. I don't know. I was always of the mindset in the professional and the business world that you don't give out someone's phone number. You don't give out someone's contact information, no matter what. If someone wants to get in touch with you, like, I want to get in touch with Tom. Cool, yeah, let me reach out to him and I'll connect you to. Not like, oh, here, let me give you his number. Because who knows that, you've now just gave the private number of Tom to this person who's been stalking them, or worse, I don't know. So I guess what's your take on that? What's your etiquette of how you would handle something like that. Do you give that phone number up, or do you find a way to politely decline that request and then mediate somehow that relationship without you being the person to say, sure, here you go, have a number. Just curious. So, nope, I always check with the other person first. Let me see if you still have the number. And then you go to the other person, they want to become, yeah, see, that's me too. But I definitely have had people do that, where they've just blown into things. Because that happened today. Someone reached out and said, hey, this band is great. I said, cool, that's awesome. And I said, do you have their number? And they sent me their number. So I then sent a text. But I mean, I don't know. I guess they expected it, but they were like, oh, hey, hi. Like, a little shocked. So that kind of reminded me again of this as well, that sort of, I guess, social etiquette, the norm dictates that you don't give out someone's personal information. So sorry, I did not mean to tease you with news, but again, regarding someone's health, I think that's like the phone number. So I don't want to be that guy and be like, hey, let me just tell you this gossip. I mean, I'll tell you gossip, don't get me wrong. I mean, that's half the fun, isn't it? I actually was a gossip columnist. I was a secret gossip columnist years ago. It was one of these anonymous things that I was part of this sort of troupe of people that were that wrote for a sort of a, who's been seen and seeing stuff behind the scenes guy, since I was always at things. So I anonymously got to report things. I believe it was called So Sue Me, as in, a lawsuit, So Sue Me. But I was one of the anonymous kind of hidden figures that would be able to drop a dime on people. It was nothing anything bad, just, we saw who's and who at this place and this place. I definitely self-edited sometimes, because I didn't want to be, there's times you'd be like, oh yeah, probably let's not say we saw this, because that would probably be detrimental to that person. Unless, of course, they were someone that was a complete bag and deserved it, but I still didn't do that. Again, the good deed thing, giving the crackheads some high noons and picking up an old lady's penny. I will try and do good deeds every day, best I can, even though some days are trying at best. Driving is very trying in Columbus. I don't know if it is where you live, but Columbus drivers have definitely seemed to have lost their friggin' minds. Just red lights seem to be optional now. And I don't mean like yellow, but I'm talking like completely red, 1, 2, and then the car crosses the stop line. Not, oh, it was just, no, this is like red. People are stepping off the crosswalk. Cars are starting to turn into the intersection and just right through. Don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I get it. That's just inconsiderate and definitely dangerous. I definitely have changed my driving habits. I used to be a big fan of the Jersey jump. That was what we would call it. That was that, quick left turn, kind of watching the opposing traffic light. So the minute it turns red, yours hits green, you take that sharp left turn, and you'd step on the gas, and you'd kind of cut in front of the other cars, that Jersey jump. Yeah, not so much. I've definitely stopped doing that, especially at certain intersections, because I have no idea if there's sometimes there's a blind spot, if that car is going to stop or if I'm going to get T-boned. And I have not had the desire to have that happen. So I have chosen to alter my behavior due to others, which I don't like to do. I'm not that guy. I like to do whatever the hell I want. That's kind of what I've afforded to do most of my life by being an entrepreneur, for better or worse. But yes, that's, habits of driving have changed. Only in Columbus is always a good little Instagram account to follow, no matter where you are, because they always show the car wrecks. because apparently everybody's hitting buildings at any given moment. Someone's crashing into a building. And it's funny, I know the person who is the Columbus City official who is, his job is to go to the people that own that building to assist them in getting it back to the condition it was. Like, okay, so your building's crashed. The structural engineer is going to come out and he's going to tell you how badly this building is damaged and what you need to do to repair your building. And I'm going to be the guy that enforces all of the rules to make sure that that happens so the building is safe after it gets hit by a car. So he's been very busy lately because for some reason we have an epidemic of cars hitting buildings in Columbus. You would think that, it's a stationary object. It's usually large, made out of brick, wood, glass, and other things, and people would have the wherewithal not to hit them because it's not like they're both coming from different directions or something. It's standing still, people. It's immobile. That's the whole point of it. It's a building and you're still crashing into it. Put your phones down, pay attention to the road, whatever you're doing, stop it. Just stop it. Stop hitting buildings. Only in Columbus, I believe, is the Instagram handle. There's always a picture from, I believe it was Tim Trad. If Tim Trad is still doing Only in Columbus. Tim's a good cat, fun guy, not like a mushroom, not a fun guy, but a fun gentleman. Clarification, clarity. We want to make sure we have clarity. We don't have brevity, but we want to at least have clarity. Remember, yarn bombing, not yard, with a yarn. So we'll yarn bomb. I'll get some yarn and wrap a tree tomorrow. Not going to happen. Just not going to do that. What do we have here? Nope, I always check with, okay, that was still Don. He always checks with other people before getting the information out. Right? That's the plan? Always check with other people before you give out their information? I agree. You should do that. On the agenda this week, so I have to go and, does anyone having this happen? I have a mandatory water meter replacement. Like, yeah, not inconvenient at all, but I have to replace the water meter at a building that is empty, that I don't occupy, but they still are demanding. Doesn't matter. I have to reply. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll be going down tomorrow to have the water meter replaced. How annoying. I mean, that's good for them. Good for them. So someone's making money off of water meter replacement. But yes, they're taking a chunk out of my day to do that. So I think I'm going to go to Walter's and have German chocolate cake. Either that, or I'm going to go to Schmidt's and have German chocolate cake. Or I'm going to go somewhere in German Village and find a place that has freaking German chocolate cake, because tomorrow is National German Chocolate Cake Day and National Corn on the Cob Day. Don't know if I'll do it. But the German chocolate cake, I do have a sweet tooth. I will look for that. Yes. I had a much better experience at Starbucks today. They had a lot of staff working when I went in and got my mocha, and I was helped, and she was very efficient. So that was nice. I didn't feel neglected today. I didn't feel overlooked. It was very efficient. So I was very happy about that turn of events at my local Starbucks. Again, usually gas station coffee for me. Stop at Sheetz and I'll get that, pre-made, get whatever it is, and I put my Hershey's chocolate and milk into it. Yes. Because it's hard to get ice cream from my affogato, because that's what I normally did. I had ice cream at my disposal for decades, and I always put a scoop of ice cream into my coffee. And now I always also figured out all the best flavors. Mint chocolate chip worked really well. Chocolate, of course, vanilla. Strawberry, not so much. Cinnamon was good. Buckeye Classics, that was like peanut butter and chocolate in it, like fudge swirl. Anything that wasn't fruit, that was the thing. Anything that was not fruit. Fruit and coffee, not so much. So we had this whole ketchup thing last night. I did not have any exotic ketchups tonight, just so you know. Ketchup was not involved in my ritual of food. I did have a PBJ last night, and I did, in fact, have blueberry jam. Okay, and there was a fancy French stuff, too, in a little jar. I finished it off because I was like, all that talk of peanut butter and jelly, and I was like, yes, I have a dietary needs of a 5-year-old, so I, in fact, had a peanut butter and jelly, damn it. And you don't like it? Tough. I did not have SpaghettiOs, though, as mentioned. We were SpaghettiO free, so I did not get to have my SpaghettiOs. I would have, in fact, liked to have had them, but it was late, and I did fall asleep on the couch watching the new John Hamm show, because that's what I do. I'll binge TV late at night. It's the only time I actually watch any kind of television, because, again, this, whoops, hold on. There you go. This right there, that license plate, the Kill TV license plate, because in fact I worked in radio. That was the point of it. Not that I didn't watch TV. You know, Kill Your Television was a song. I watched a little TV, didn't have time to because I was always out at shows or doing something. That was mostly the reason. So it just made for a good story. But I still watch some TV now and then. And I still watch some TV, but it's usually binge TV or cartoons. Still watch cartoons. Yes, like the 5-year-old eating his peanut butter and jelly and SpaghettiOs. Because, hey, you know, in fact, cartoons, quick. You get in, you get out. You don't have to get involved. It doesn't take 2 hours. I can watch one in 15 minutes or 4. You know, not like these videos that just seem to go on and on. I know. Right, see? Circles back. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. So I had a pina colada coffee from Bones Coffee, and that was weird but really good. Did someone already have Kill TV with 2 L's? You weren't allowed to. I had to fight to get this, okay? And I had to give an excuse, and my reasoning was a really smart one. I might say so myself, because remember, this is according to me. No one gets to argue with me because you're not here. But the whole fact is this, radio and television stations. If you are east of the Mississippi, the first part of all the call signs of radio and TV is W. West of the Mississippi is K. So KROQ out west, WROQ east, K and W. Kilowatts. I'm not sure what the decision is, but that's... So what I always told people was, hey, I'm in radio, and I used to work for a television station out west, and I would explain the story about the K and the W, and I said the station was KIL TV. That normally allowed me to actually get it past their sensors, because you actually have to put this stuff into the system and they flag it. Just like you can't, you know, if you're a Kramer, you can't put in Ass Man because they're like, nope. So yes, that's how I got away with it. I had to actually meet with someone in person and go through this diabolical story that I made up about it, because they would flag it and be like, no, you can't have that. So I don't think there was ever a KILL, just because I think that was the way it worked. So, right, WKRP, because W, east of the Mississippi. Just saying. So you can Google that too. Okay, I'll give you an assignment. You can Google that assignment and you can find out why it's determined that way. It has something to do, I'm sure, when it came out. But the K and the W is probably kilowatts. I don't know. What's the reason there's K and the W? Don may know, because he's probably Googling it right now. Gogol Bordello. That is the answer to the question from the other day. Gogol Bordello. So if you go back and you look at the other episodes, in the chat, there was a question about a band. Who was the band ever? And I said, oh, I laughed. If anyone was in the station, they would totally just, right off the bat, know exactly who it is, because it was that. So, yes. See, I'm just going to try and not talk badly about people. At least not in front of them. Maybe behind their backs. But this isn't really behind their backs, because you're here with me, right? Isn't that the whole point? You're here with me. So, just saying. Just saying. Let's see. Fun fact. There really was a kill TV. I know. I do understand that. That's how I could get away with it. Because in case they ever looked it up. I'm not that dumb. I did a little research. Anyway, I think we'll wrap this up because I'm going to go work on editing. I'm not ready for sleep yet. It's only 11:45. So normal I'm up for at least another 2 hours. And then I get up at 7 and begin the day anew. But Wednesday, so full moon tomorrow. International Yarn Bombing Day. I will do my good deed. I will find a good deed to do tomorrow. And we'll see what shows happened on June the 11th throughout the last years. And go from there. So, without further ado, I will say adieu. And we will meet again tomorrow, friends, and we'll do this all again, but completely different. Hopefully by then I'll have edited the funny footage and we could have in fact done National Safety Forklift Day. I know. Wah, wah. See, where's my little button? I need the little sit. Wah, wah, wah. Right. That's what I need to work on next, getting that hooked up. And I don't know how that works, but we'll damn well try, won't we? I think I have to find a power source for this thing. That's some things I'm missing. It looks like it takes one of those little old school DC in 5 for tablet use. I probably have one somewhere, maybe. Who knows? All I can do is blow it up. And that's kind of what I did on the old Randsanity. That was what I was doing. I was hitting things with a baseball bat. Breaking things. Maybe we'll go back to breaking stuff. It just was a mess. I just smashed a lot of stuff. But I can smash things. I can go back to smashing things if that's what people really want. We did one with liquid nitrogen where we froze some stuff and smashed it. That was fun. We smashed like a t-shirt. You can freeze a t-shirt to like it was like glass. You just had to make it wet. We got it wet and then froze it, and it was frozen so solid. When you hit with a bat, it actually shattered, which was kind of cool. But like balls, you put like a racquetball in that thing, and it is literally just explodes. A rose shattered, like all sorts of stuff. As long as it had moisture in it and it was wet, you could freeze it to whatever the temperature of liquid nitrogen was, like 371, Fahrenheit, negative 371 Fahrenheit or something, and freeze it. I still have like the giant 5-gallon container that's super thick that's meant to hold liquid nitrogen. We'll have to do that. Maybe we'll do some fun liquid nitrogen stuff. I could do science. I like science. I can also make stuff. So I have I've got like a crazy magic wand thing here, a Harry Potter thing that you can make for like kids games and parties and stuff. Stuff you can just buy using like some copper foil tape. See the copper foil tape? It's like actually flat tape, but it's copper. And a little flat battery, an LED, and just some cardboard, some paper. And you can make this really cool thing for tricks. No, maybe I can do that too. I can show things how to make stuff, how things are made. So I don't know. Would that be interesting, making things? I could use this camera so you can see what my hands are doing. It's a little bright though. I have to adjust that. Lighting, I think, is a little bright for that camera. But I can build things. I'm very crafty. Very crafty. Again, see? Because my room is filled with crafty stuff. Lots of crap. Lots of crap. So much stuff. So much crap. I'll build things. I'll also build things. I'll make some fun things and build them. And I'll try and keep it down to it. I'll try and do it like, they do in the cooking shows, where it's like, well, we'll roll the dough and we'll put it into the oven, and then we'll take it out of the other oven and it's already cooked. So there's that whole time lapse thing. So I'll build things and then have them unbuilt. And I will get these up onto the Ransanity channel so you can watch them again if you really care to. And we can go from there. What's an old water meter you can smash? There's an old, oh man. There is an old water meter I can say. I don't know if they'll let me keep it. I'll sure as try. It's big heavy metal though. I have to use that aluminum bat. Let's see. KILM TV is actually KILM channel 64, located in Inglewood, California. Independent television station that broadcasts the digital multicast network Bounce TV. Exactly. See, look at that. KILM TV. See? There's always some truth in every lie. Always. So I will no longer tell the truth. I'm just going to lie and say, we'll be back tomorrow, which is true, but it won't be a lie. So, thank you for watching. I appreciate your indulgence and allowing me from my catharsis to just ramble on for a bit and do my whole Randsanity thing. I am starting to bring the camera more places, so I will start to film more stuff. I want to try and get a daily video something. The problem is, I guess I overthink it. I film a lot and then I have to edit it, and it's the editing that killed me before. It's the editing that's killing me now. So at least the live I can keep going, but if I go back to doing just editing, I'll wind up stopping again because it's just too much for me. Hence why we have to keep doing this, get lots of viewers, I can make money, and I can pay someone to edit. Or I can find some AI agent that can do it better than me, which I'm sure a monkey could at this point. Monkeys can do things better than me. Yes. Thanks. We'll see you all again tomorrow. Fade to black.